Hey folks, welcome back to another HP Gaming GameLINK video. We have something extra special for you today, and I know I say that all the time, but this time I really mean it. I'm not sure who's more excited, whether it's Charlotte or myself, because today...
I'm a bit excited.
A bit excited too. We have finally got our hands on it. We're very excited. Today, we're going to be talking all things Marvel Champions as we unbox the Galaxy's Most Wanted. Hey folks, welcome back. As we said at the outset, for those of you who don't know me, and you should by now, my name is Matt, and this is our junior gamer,
Charlotte.
And she is here to help me with our Marvel Champions content for today. It's been a long time coming because of all the shipping delays across the world, but we are finally able to get our hands, yes, of COVID, get our hands on Marvel Champions, the card game, Galaxy's Most Wanted, the new deluxe expansion. This one... Charlotte's very excited. This one obviously is going to preface Mad Titan's Shadow, which will hopefully be on our shores by the end of the year. But because we are down here in the land down under, who knows? We'll see what happens.
I want to just get into it.
I know. 2 hero decks, 5 scenarios, epic content, more player cards, and all that sort of wizardry as well. Let's cut off the plastic, Charlotte, and let's get into it. I'm not sure, Charlotte, I think, have you watched the Guardians movies on the MCU or not yet?
No.
You've watched What If with...
yeah, there's only 3 episodes.
If Star-Lord was Chakali, you've watched that, which is awesome because Black Panther is one of your favourites.
Oh yeah, and the Wednesday are the episodes.
Yeah, they come out on Wednesday, don't they?
Yeah, and...
Oh, hang on, stop. Plastic.
On the
floor.
On the floor.
Yes, so What If has been re-inciting our need for Marvel, obviously Loki as well, which was amazing. Really liked it. Yes?
Did you like the Doctor Strange one?
I did. It was very dark. I loved it. It was fantastic.
It was this Wednesday. It was awesome.
Charlotte's a Marvel fan, and I love that. All right, let's bring you over and let's go through what's in the box because I can't hold on any longer. The plastic's off.
Either.
Let's get into it. Come on. And boom, there it is. Oh my goodness, I love it. I do love the purple artwork. Matches the artwork on the box. It's so fantastic. Yes, Charlotte, go for it.
Is that the little trick I turn into?
This is Groot, yes.
A big giant.
Well, you haven't seen the first one, so you've seen Baby Groot, but you haven't seen full-grown Groot before he becomes Baby Groot. So maybe you have to go back and watch some epic Marvel movies. Rocket, Nebula. There's all sorts of crazies. You've got starships here as well. Look, you know what? Let's just get into it. If you've been playing Marvel Champions or you've been following along with our unboxings and things, you know how invested we are in this game. Oh my!
Oh my!
Oh my! Oh, that's just a filler. And now this is the campaign rulebook. So it's the rulebook for the game. Really? Okay, so the rule book for the game here, this also has all the campaign scenarios and things. This talks about extra rules as well. A new icon, amplify, new mode of play. So you can do these scenarios as standalones. It talks about expert rules as well. And some epic comic book art as well. But we can't go any further than this because we don't want to spoil the campaign for ourselves. Yeah. So we're just going to do this and we'll come back to it. We'll get rid of this one here. Let's put that just here because it's awesome. Let's bring that down here. We'll put that up on there for me. And we can already see there's epic cards in here. The question is, which do we start with? We've got encounter cards and things for the scenarios. We've got extra bits. These could be the character decks. Yes, there they are. Groot and Rocket Raccoon. Charlotte, I will let you do the honors. Which one should we start with?
I want to do that one.
You want to do this one, Rocket Raccoon?
Yeah, because he has a shotgun.
Because he's got a big gun, yeah. Rocket is very much into guns and things, but that is okay. We will check it out. We're going to get our knife out just to make things nice and quick. Because we've got other packs we want to have a look at today as well. don't we?
Yeah.
Who else are we going to have a look at today, potentially?
Captain Marvel.
No, not Captain Marvel. We're going to have... Oh, hang on, wait, stop. Plastic.
Goes on the kicky floor.
Okay, now we've got Gamora and we've got Star-Lord as well, who's just arrived. So here we go. This is Rocket Raccoon. 2 thwart, 1 attack, 1 defense. Murdered you after an enemy... After you deal excess damage to an enemy, you get to draw an extra card. So if an enemy has like 2 health and you do, extra damage to it,
Okay.
or say they were on 2 health but you deal 3 damage, you get to draw an extra card. Which is cool. So there's Rocket Raccoon, and then you've got
to 00.
his alter ego Outlaw side, tinkering action. Choose and discard a tech upgrade you control, and then draw 2 cards. Interesting.
Awesome.
Well, it depends if you're not using that tech upgrade, it's a good opportunity to get out there and obviously cause some havoc. And then I've got a plan. After you make a basic thwart using thwart attack, ready Rocket Raccoon gets +1 thwart while in hero form until the end of the phase. Wow.
Wow, that's good.
So he's going to be good at taking down some schemes, which I like. I've got a plan. We've got reload here. Ready each tech upgrade you control. So he's going to be a little bit like Iron Man in terms of his tech, but he's going to be more thwarting than everything else.
He's loading it up and then he's pewing.
And then we've got Schadenfreude. Until the end of turn, heal... Now careful, he's very excited about doing misfortune of others. Heal 2 damage from Rocket Raccoon each time you deal any amount of damage to an enemy. So if you attack more than once, for every attack you heal 2 damage. Wow.
Okay, I think I know who's my favourite now.
We haven't even looked at Groot yet.
I know.
Salvage. After you spend this card, put a tech upgrade from your discard pile on the top of your deck. And that's awesome. And it's got a wild resource. Yeah, Charlotte?
The tail looks like a bumblebee.
A little bit, yes, because he's a raccoon.
Yeah.
Battery pack. Enters play with 2 charge counters. Exhaust the battery pack to move a charge counter from this card to another tech upgrade you control. Then you've got the cybernetic skeleton. You get +3 hit points. While in hero form, he gets +1 attack. And it only costs 2. Wow.
Whoa, that's a lot.
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
Particle cannon. Enters play with 2 charge. Attack. Exhaust the particle cannon. Remove a charge counter. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. And this attack gains overkill and ranged.
If we had that card, we could live with electricity forever.
My goodness gracious me. And he's got a rocket launcher because why not?
That's huge. It's even bigger than this.
I know. He's definitely into his hardware and his guns, isn't he? Exhaust the rocket launcher, remove a charge, choose a player, deal 2 damage to the villain, and each minion engaged with that particular player. Awesome. 1 cost tech weapon, enters play with 3 charge, exhaust and remove a counter, deal 2 damage to an enemy. Rocket's pistol. That's a nice little one. It's a cheap way to get some cheap damage happening. He could be dual wielding the pistols. That's cool. Thruster boosters. Raccoon gets +1 thwart and gains the aerial trait when he's in hero form. That's pretty sweet as well. And now we get into the other player cards that can be mixed and matched with your decks. What have we got here? We've got Bug. After your hero makes a basic attack, heal 1 damage from Bug, so he can stay in play. He's only got 2 health, but every time you attack, he heals 1. So you can just keep him chipping away. It's like an extra damage every turn.
So he's like a teleportation guy.
Teleport and healing guy. I chase them down. We've seen that one before, haven't we?
Yeah.
That's in our Marvel decks and Captain Marvel decks. Into the Fray. I think we might have seen that one before. Maybe not.
Just read that one.
Deal 6 damage to a minion for each point of excess damage dealt by this attack. Remove 1 threat. No, that's a different one. Slightly different. That allows you. Yeah, but that allows you to actually do some thwarting on the schemes as well as do damage to minions. You can't attack the main villain with that card though. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until you discard a minion. Put that into play, engage with you. Then remove 3 threat from the main scheme.
It's like a Kniffy.
Yeah, Kniffy. But if you draw like a little underling minion, that's a very good valuable card to have. Relentless Assault. Deal 5 damage to a minion. If you pay for this card using an aggression resource, this attack gains overkill. Boom! Seen that once before. Follow through. When your hero's attack deals any amount of excess damage, increase that amount by 1. I like that. I like that a lot. That's very cool. A hand cannon, because he doesn't have enough weapons.
Yeah, he has over 1,000.
I know, pretty much. When your hero makes a basic attack, exhaust hand cannon and remove 1 charge counter from it, your hero gets +2 attack and it gains overkill. Yeah.
What if all your cards have 6 damage on them?
You would be very much overpowered
And
and illegal.
You would be the most marvelous.
Maybe. Most marvelous characters. There's 3 hand cannons in there. No, 2 hand cannons. Oh, look, there he is. Groot.
Hey, Groot.
And he's got 6 health.
And 2 attack.
Play only if your identity has the Guardian trait. After Groot defends against an attack, heal 2 damage from him. I am Groot. Flora and fauna. This is a team up like you get from Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, because I played as the Wasp and we won.
Yeah, I know. Place 2 growth counters on Groot to a maximum of 10 and ready him, or place 2 charge counters on a Rocket Raccoon upgrade and ready that upgrade. Wow, so for 1 cost, you can add health or damage counters to, or tech upgrades for Rocket and for Groot. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Energy resources, and then we've got booster boots. Play only if your identity has the Guardian trait, max 1 per player. When you would take any amount of damage from an attack, exhaust the booster boots and discard the top card of your deck. Prevent 1 of that damage. Wow.
Well,
I like that.
3 of those.
Oh, here we go. This is the obligation. Crisis on Half-World. You may flip to Alter Ego form, remove this from the game, or discard the highest cost upgrade you control. If no upgrade was discarded this way, this card gains Surge. Discard this obligation. And then we've got Vendetta.
Let me hold this.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll pop them down here. So this is the side scheme
So we can
for the
see
Nemesis. And it's got that, what was that? What did it say it was? The Amplify. So what does Amplify do? Increases the number of boost icons on boost cards. Wow. So if you reveal a card from the encounter deck as a boost and it only has the 1 icon, this gives it a +1 bonus.
Bunny guy.
That's
Bunny
bad.
guy.
That's bad. We don't
I
want
know,
that.
but it's a bunny guy.
So we've got Vendetta, and this is Blackjack O'Hare. He is the minion, Quick Strike, and he has 3 Villainous. When this minion activates, give it a boost card straight away.
Okay, I'm not going to be that.
Wow, he's a nasty guy. Blackjack's Bazooka. Hero action. Spend 3 science resources to discard this card. Gives him +2 attack. Planetary Invasion. Look at this guy. He's an absolute psychopath.
He's like...
Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until you discard a minion. Reveal that minion, then give it a tough status card.
like a
no,
bullet.
we don't want that.
And there's 2 low.
Nasty business. Well, there's Rocket and his Nemesis. That's awesome. Should we go into Groot? We can do Groot. Let's have a look here. We'll just put this one in here for now. I like that. Here, pass me that one. I'm going to go through the cards and then we'll have a look through. We are going to probably spoil some of the other cards for the scenarios, but I don't mind. I think you're here to see the cards and the contents. That's why you're watching. Plastic Charlotte goes
On the kicky floor.
on the kicky floor. I don't even know what that means.
Oh.
All right, here he is, Groot. This is hero mode. 1 thwart, 2 attack, 3 defense. Strong defense. Flora Colossus, forced interrupt. When Groot would take any amount of damage, remove that many growth counters from him. For each growth counter removed this way, prevent 1 of that damage. So if he keeps growing, you can basically use that as shields without having to block, which is very cool. And then we've got Groot, Outlaw, Growth Spurt. Action, place 2 growth counters on Groot to a maximum of 10 once per round, and 4 recovery. Wow. He's all about the healing. I like that. That's very cool. Then we've got Fruition, place 2 growth counters on Groot to a maximum of 10. More of the same, growth counters to a maximum of 10. And then we've got I Am Groot. Remove threat from a scheme to equal to the number of growth counters. Wow! That's awesome. So if you have 10 growth counters on Groot, you move threat equal to the number from a scheme. That's huge. I'm assuming it's just 1 scheme and you can't roll it over between a couple. I Am Groot. Deal damage to an enemy equal to the number of growth counters. It's the same card, but for damage instead of thwart. Bit of a root stomp. Deal 5 damage to an enemy. If this attack defeats that enemy, place 1 growth counter. Oh my gosh, every card is giving him growth counters. I love that. We Are Groot. Remove up to 4 growth counters from Groot. Choose that many friendly characters. Give each of these characters a tough status card as well. That's just awesome. And then you've got Fertile Ground here, which is an alter ego action. Exhaust Fertile Ground, place 1 growth counter on Groot, and draw 1 card. I love this. What's this? Entangling Vines. When Groot makes a basic thwart, remove 1 growth counter from him and exhaust Entangling Vines. Groot gets 2 thwart for that thwart.
What if we played this against Red Skull? That would be awesome.
Maybe we can. We can do all this. We still got to finish the Red Skull campaign. Well, you've got to finish it. I've done it already.
What?
Yeah, never mind. It's all good. I played late one night after you were asleep. After Groot uses a basic power, remove 2 growth counters from him and exhaust lashing vines to ready Groot. Wow. Vine shield. Look at that. Big shield is protecting all the people. When Groot defends against an attack, remove 1 growth counter from him and exhaust Vine Shield. Groot gets 3 defense for that attack. Wow. Oh, for that attack when he's being attacked. And then you've got Vine Spikes. When Groot makes a basic attack, remove a growth counter from him and exhaust this to give him 2 attack. I like it. Starhawk, here we go. When Starhawk takes damage exactly equal to his remaining hit points, return him to your hand.
That guy looks like Hulk, but with horns.
He's not a Hulk. He's not a Hulk. He's a Hawk, and he's got 3 health. But he takes 2 damage if you attack with him. Interesting. Desperate defense. We've got when your hero defends against an attack, gets +2 defense for that attack. If you take no damage, ready your hero. Wow, that's cool.
Oh, he's getting lasered.
Yeah, that's right. It's like Hulk had the other day when he was getting attacked by all those guys in that episode where there was the assassin taking out the Avengers in What If. Fighting Fit, we've got a Drax card now. Deal 2 damage to the villain, 5 damage instead if your hero's remaining hit points are equal to or greater than your hero's starting hit points. Wow. So if you've taken no damage and you play this card, you'll deal 5 damage instead of 2 damage. 1, 2, 3 of. Yeah, power of protection. Yep. And then we've got here Condition, Dauntless. While your hero's remaining hit points are equal to or greater than your hero's starting hit points, your hero gains Retaliate 1. It's like Captain America with his shield. I like that. And there's a couple of copies of it. So you can play that on other players. So you can play that on Rocket. I like that. That's awesome. After your hero defends against an attack and takes no damage, exhaust Hard to Ignore. Remove 1 threat from the main scheme. That's handy. So if you block it and defend, you can actually reduce the scheming stuff as cap. After a hero defends, discard Indomitable, ready your hero, which means you can attack again. There he is, Rocket Raccoon. When he attacks a minion, he gains 3 attack for that attack, just because. So if he's attacking minions rather than the villains, he automatically gains +3 attack and does 4 damage.
It's like you just have 2 of yourself.
I reckon. There's a team-up card we saw before, Energy, Genius, Strength, and then we've got Deft Focus.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, exhaust Deft Focus, reduce the resource cost of the next superpower card you play by 1 this turn.
That's awesome.
That is awesome, that's fantastic. And then we've got the Obligation Wilt. Oh, that looks a bit sad. He's wilting down to nothing. And then we've got the Blazing Inferno side scheme. After the villain phase begins, deal 2 indirect damage to each player. Ouch!
Okay, that's going to make this game a lot harder.
That's going to make it very hard if that comes out. And then we've got Fernax. After Fernax activates, deal 2 indirect damage to each player. Ouch! And he's on 2 attack as well. 6 health. Fanning the Flames. When revealed, take 2 indirect damage. If Blazing Inferno is in play, take 1 additional indirect damage. If Fernax is in play, take 1 additional. Wow! Talk about burning the fire. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Okay, fanning the flames, fanning the fire. I love that. We'll put that next to Rocket. I can't decide who I like better. I like Rocket because of all the guns, but I like Groot because of the healing aspect and the growth aspect, which is awesome.
Maybe we put it like that way so they can see.
Oh, so you can see the hero. That's a good idea, Charlotte. Good job. Let's get these ones out.
Yeah.
And I do like the fact that we now have another box to store all the cards because there's just so many.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And the red star box is like overflowing. What kind of?
Which one would you like first, Charlotte? The servant bot? Should we start with that, with minions?
Yeah.
Let's start with minions, and then we'll come back to the rest
Can
in
we
a bit.
do that one after that?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Cool.
Go in order. That's Drang. He's nasty.
No.
Alright, and plastic again goes over there on the floor. It goes on the floor. Okay, then we've got some badness. So these are cards for Menagerie Medley, 7 of 9. Not quite sure when it starts. Maybe we should. Let's start with Drang because he's got 1 of 13, Brotherhood of Badoon. So we'll start there because the other ones look like they continue on. So we'll come back to our servant bots, those crazy minions. Let's throw this on the floor. Throw it on the floor. Plastic on the floor because that's what happens. We've got Drang, who is sitting there as a villain. And he has got 2 attack in his first form after Drang's schemes. Resolve the Badoon ship charge up ability. And this is level 2. And then we've got here, if Drang's spear is in play, give Drang 1 face down boost card. Otherwise, search the encounter deck and discard powerful Drang's spear, reveal it, and then shuffle the encounter deck.
Okay, that's mastered.
And then here we've got the villain hit points 18 in his third form, starts with 13. It's a big jump from 2 to 3. Wow. And then we've got the schemes for the Brotherhood of Badoon, contents, setup, etc. Then we've got here the terrestrial invasion. The range is 8 per player, or 8 per hero, I should say. First player action, exhaust the Milano, remove 3 threat from this scheme, but only the first player can do that. After resolving step 1 of the villain phase, resolve the Badoon ship's charge up ability. Cool, man. Protecting the planet, bit of story element there as well. Again, 8, which is cool. Exhaust the Milano, choose to either remove 3 threat from this scheme or deal 3 damage to a minion. If this stage is completed, the players lose the game. Okay, we'll better make sure that doesn't happen. Simple as that. And this is the Badoon ship charge up. Place 1 barrage counter here. Then if there are 4 or more barrage counters here, deal 2 indirect damage to each player and remove all everything in this game obviously is out to kill you, but they're doing 2 indirect damage to every player in the game. That could be quite costly if you have that happen at every turn. That's crazy. There's the big spear.
Oh, that looks nice.
Yeah, he gains stalwart, cannot be stunned or confused.
If I saw that in real life, I'll be just running the everywhere.
Hopefully that would never happen.
Like flash.
Badoon Engineer. After a Badoon Engineer engages you or activates against you, resolve the charge up ability. So every card is going to get charging up happening with a blockade. Hinder 2 per player. Exhaust to remove 3 threat from this scheme. And you've got crisis mode on the blockade, bombardment, side scheme. After resolving step 1 of the villain phase, do charging up ability, hinder 3, oppressive armada. My goodness, and you get an extra encounter cards. Then you've got that amplify ability, spatial positioning. Oh, there he is, the collector. When a card, player, or encounter would be placed into a discard pile from play, put it face up into the collection instead. He's the guy who was who got locked up in the Star-Lord What If. Yep. Collector 2, Collector 3, and then we've got the agenda as well. All right, so we've got some more agenda cards here. We've got the Grand Collection, which is obviously part of the collectors. One of the collector's 2 schemes, because I believe there's 2 scenarios that involve the grand, or the collector I should say. There are at least 5 cards per player in the collection, or this stage is completed. The players lose the game, so don't let him take all your stuff. That's fair enough, I suppose. Then we've got here Biogram Image attached to collector. When collector would take any amount of damage, put this card face up into the collection. So that adds 1 to the collection and prevents damage. That's nasty. Monarch Starstalker, 7 health. What is going on here? Inconspicuous box. Put the lowest cost card you control face up into the collection. If you can't, this gains surge. View the Cosmos. Choose 1. Put the highest cost card from your hand face up into the collection. Discard your highest cost card from your hand. Then place threat into the scheme. Oh my goodness. It could be quite hard. When revealed, if you're in alter ego form, choose to either spend aggression resources or put the top card of your deck face up into the collection. The collector attacks you if you're a hero with 1 attack. If you take any amount of damage from that attack, put the top card of your deck into the collection. My gosh. Caught off guard, discard an upgrade or support you control. If no cards were discarded, you get to gain surge. The collector himself, A1. A1, interesting. And that's for Escape the Museum. Collector gets X scheme and X attack, where X is equal to the main scheme's current stage number. B1. Oh, and there's an A2 side as well. Elder, wounded. Collector cannot be defeated. What? Can't be defeated? When the round ends, put this card and then the collector's hit point dial to his printed hit points. Wow, so he comes back. That's crazy town.
That's crazy town.
Blair was asleep before, and she's decided to wake up now. So she's joining us for the the remainder. But that's okay. She's all right. That's fine. They're missing Milano. So the ship goes missing.
What?
What on earth is going on?
What?
Who knows? My
And
goodness.
there's a raccoon in there.
Yeah, the rocket raccoon, lost in the museum. 15 threat. That's the threat threshold. My gosh.
That's crazy, Dad.
It is crazy town, isn't it? Blair knows enough about Marvel Champions to know what's going on. Great escape. If there is no threat here, the players win the game. If this stage is completed, the players lose the game.
Oh my gosh.
It starts with 8. It starts with 8, and it's got 12 as a threshold. Wow.
Wow.
Wow, crazy antics.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got? We got the Library Labyrinth, which is a location. So these are some of the new environment locations that come into play. Hero action. Deal yourself 1 face down encounter card to remove 5 threat from the main scheme. It's a risk, but the reward is great.
Looks like Charizard. That
Does
looks
it?
like
What do you mean?
Charizard.
Oh, maybe it is, yeah.
Charizard.
Good job, good job. All right, I have you now. Exhaust your identity, collector schemes. You are stunned, the collector attacks you. Gosh. All of the guardians are in their little cages. He's got them on display. That's a bit rough. Impossible geometry. Insight 1. When revealed, place 1 threat. That's Baby Groot. You are confused. If you're already confused, you choose and discard 1 card you control. That's not good. Nebula, a villain. There she is. So she's also a hero pack. So there's a hero pack for Nebula coming out as well. When Nebula initiates an activation against you, resolve a special ability on each technique attachment in play. First technique gains Surge. She starts off on 14 hit points per player, then 17, then 20 if you go to the... Well, remember there's 1, 2, and 3 depending on your difficulty.
I think the man can call.
Exactly. That's exactly what I thought you said, Blair.
Ooh.
The Art of Evasion. X. X is equal to the number of evasion counters on Nebula's ship. My goodness.
Okay, we'll have to read the rule.
I know. And then you've got Warp Drive initiated. When revealed, place 2 evasion counters on Nebula's ship. For each evasion counter on the ship, discard the top 2 cards of each player deck and the encounter deck as well. Warp Drive initiated. If this stage is completed, the players lose the game. These scenarios are going to be deceptively simple, but be really hard and challenging.
Ooh, really hard.
I reckon. There's the ship. When the villain phase begins, place 1 evasion counter here. Shoot the thrusters. The first player action only. Exhaust the Milano and spend up to 2 resources of any type. Remove 1 invasion counter from here for each resource spent this way. So that's a way to sort of negate that potential damage. These are the techniques that Nebula's learning. Cannot take more than 5 damage from a single attack. Place 1 threat on the main scheme. That's the same one there. What is that? Cutthroat Ambition. Then we've got Evasive Maneuvering. Attached Nebula. She gains Stalwart. You cast Stunned. If you're already stunned, give Nebula 1 face down boost card. Then you've got Unyielding Persistence. She's on fire and she's still standing ready to fight. Give her a tough status card. If she already has one, give her a boost for the activation. Weapon Mastery gains Retaliate 1. Special, take 1 damage. Another one, take 1 damage. Wide Stance, reduce the amount of damage Nebula takes from each attack by 1. She means business. Lethal Intent. Side Scheme. When revealed, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a technique attachment is discarded. Reveal that card and then reveal another one as well.
Oh, no.
My goodness. And again, oh my gosh, all these lethal intents. I love it. Barrel Roll. Incite Surge. When revealed, place 1 evasion counter on the ship. Do a barrel roll. We need some peppy hair action from Star Fox. Combat Ready. When revealed, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a technique attachment is discarded, then resolve its special ability after you reveal that card. Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness. All right. My goodness, Nebula means absolute mayhem and business, and we're not even through all of her cards yet for her scenario, which is just epic. More plastic goes on the floor. Plastic goes. Blair, you can put that one. Plastic goes on the floor. There you go. Chuck it on the floor. Good job. And we see you got Nebula. It's got some crazy. That's another combat ready card. Ruthless. When revealed, Nebula schemes. If you're a hero, she attacks you. Damage dealt. This activation, place 1 evasive. It's all about evasion counters and bringing that ship up to spec. And here we go. Ronan the Accuser. He has toughness to start. So he starts in play with the status cards, 14 health. When Ronan the Accuser activates if against you, give him 1 additional boost card if you control the Power Stone. Ooh, Infinity Stones. I like that. So, in his second form, we've got the when revealed activation. Reveal the cut the power side scheme, reveal it, 18 health. And then if you go with the big one, 25 health per player, retaliate 1 and toughness. Wow. We've got here interception imminent, a bit of a story there. And then we've got here first player marker, exhaust and liner, remove 3 threat from this scheme. So the ship, the Guardian's ship, actually has quite a bit to do with this campaign, because obviously you're going to need to use the ship to eliminate threat, and obviously for all the different villains. While the Power Stone is attached to Ronan the Accuser, threat cannot be removed from this scheme. Ouch. We do not want to let him get control of that Power Stone. And here come the Kree aerial vehicle, and it has an extra encounter card environment. Wow. When a treachery card is revealed from the encounter deck, exhaust the Milano, spend 1 resource of any type, cancel that card's when revealed effect. That's going to come in handy. Then we've got here the universal weapon. It's like a big sledgehammer, just a universal weapon of all sorts. Gain stalwart, take 2 damage and heal you. Deal yourself 1 face down encounter card, shuffle the universal weapon back into the deck. Fanaticism, surge. So you get an extra card after this one. Attached to the Accuser, uses 1 Fury counter plus 1 per player. Additional counters when Ronan the Accuser attacks you. His attack gains overkill and piercing. At the end of that attack, remove 1 Fury counter from there. That's that cut the power side scheme with a crisis icon, so you can't remove threat from other schemes until this has been dealt with. The pincer maneuver, 2 escalation icons. Oh my goodness. Nasty business. Nasty business. Remove 3 threat again with this one, which is huge. There's 2 of them. Oh my goodness. If you draw both of those, you are in a world of pain. Superior tactics. When revealed, attach the Power Stone to Ronan the Accuser. We do not want that, because it says here the Power Stone cannot be unattached from Ronan the Accuser if this card's in play, so you want to defeat that really quickly. Single-minded Fury. Ronan attacks the player who controls the Power Stone, even if they're in alter ego form. My gosh, that's insane. It was so crazy, I nearly knocked the camera. Single-minded Fury again. Kree physiology, surge when revealed. This guy just wants to deal out all the encounter cards. Yeah. Give Ronan the Accuser a tough status card. If he already has 1, take 1 damage. Wow. You stand accused. Schemes with +1 scheme. Attacks with +1 attack. Depending on which one, there's a lot of those. Oh, here we go. Now you've got the different encounter sets that you can shuffle into the encounter set. So we've got Band of Badoon. Now this is a Badoon assassin, and after he engages with your hero, it attacks you with +2 attack. So it looks a little small and nifty little quiet minion, but when he attacks you for the first time, it gives you a +2 damage bonus. What a little so-and-so. After Badoon Grunt here engages you, if there are no other minions engaged with you, deal yourself 1 face down encounter card. Again, small, but does that extra encounter card damage? That's ridiculous. Here we go. Lieutenant. 6 okay, so he's got 6 health. He can't do anything too bad. Oh no, wait, he's going to patrol. You can't thwart the main scheme while this guy's in play. That is not great.
And that is good.
No, it's not. We want to be able to thwart the main scheme if we need to, but while that guy's out, he stops us from doing that. He stops us from thwarting the main scheme while he's in play. Then we've got a sentry who has retaliate 1. So if you attack him, he's going to do 1 damage back to you. And he gives the villain a tough status card when he's boosted. If the villain already has a tough status card, this card gets +2 icons. Wow. Badoon Warlord, his attacks gain overkill. Of course they do. Why not? Why wouldn't his attacks gain overkill? And he does 3 damage as well. Cloak of Hercules. Why is Hercules got a monster and skull? Maybe I'm missing something. Spend 3 aggression resources to discard this card. Attached to the enemy with the lowest attack. And gives him +3 attack bonus. Holy moly moly.
Holy moly.
Obedience potion attached to your identity. Your attached character gets -1 thwart, -1 attack, and -1 defense.
What if you only have 1 attack?
Well, then you don't do any damage. That's so annoying. Take 1 damage and spend 2 science resources to discard this card. Any player can do that for you. Oh, there's that amplify icon. This is the Beyonder's Blazer. Attach the enemy with the highest scheme. Place 2 threat on the main scheme and spend 2 resources of the same type to discard this card. Attach to your identity when your turn oh, this is poison.
Oh no.
When your turn begins, place 1 poison counter here, then take 1 damage for each poison counter on the space. Spend 3 resources of different types to discard this card. Any player can do that for you. Extra encounter cards. What was this? The Vandarian Power Wand. Enemy with the lowest scheme, spend 3 energy resources to discard this card.
Is that
Ooh!
oh.
Hujadarian Monarch Egg. When defeated, the player who defeated this scheme may ready their identity. It has an escalation icon. Magical Teapot. So this is all part of the Galactic Artifacts collections, which are all side schemes and other chaos as well. The player who defeats this scheme may heal 4 damage from their identity. That's cool. The Philosopher's Stone, not from Harry Potter. For those, if you're here for Marvel, you know what I'm talking about. When defeated, the player who defeated this scheme may draw 2 cards. Crystal Ball. You may play a card from their hand, reducing its resource cost by 3. Wow. And then we've got some combat armor. Reduce the amount of damage attached character takes from each attack by 1. Kree Commando. 6. These are all the militants now. If you win, what is this? Yep, there we go. A patrol, so you can't engage the main scheme while he's in play. And there is a few of them in there. Kree Lieutenant, Guard, and Stalwart. You can't attack the main villain if this guy's in play. Wow. The Private, Quick Strike. Uh-oh, that's no good. Attacks you straight away. Oh, I think we might have to. It depends on the setup, because you get told what to put in for all the different scenarios that are in play. Psionic Ghost. If you're already confused, you have to take 1 damage. That guy looks nasty.
So
He's a bit spooky looking.
If you're actually confused yourself.
Yeah, it's very bad. There's that guy we saw before when we were deciding which deck to open. So this guy's got a guard thing as well, but he's on patrol as well. So you can't attack the main villain and you can't thwart the main scheme while this guy is in play. Wow. 3 health, but that's actually really, really annoying. All right, let's put that one back in here. We'll come back to our final pack, and then we'll come out for some final thoughts. Here we go. So there's more servant bots. Star Shark. Quick Strike. Star Shark's attacks deal indirect damage, which means you can't hand them off.
Scary.
I know, it's a bit scary. It's craziness. There's another one in there too. Pirate Commander, Quick Strike. After this minion attacks and damages you, remove 1 card at random in your hand from the game.
Oh no.
Wow.
If you had a gun in your hand, you
Pirate Lackey.
wanted to discard that.
Pirate Lackey's the same thing, but only with 3 health. Then we get some side schemes. Sound the alarm. Each enemy gets +1 attack. We don't want that either. But it's only got 2. Honor Among Thieves. When revealed, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a criminal minion is discarded. Reveal that minion, then give that minion a tough status card and the villain 1 face-down boost card. Oh, Ship Command. Milano. That's the ship itself. It's permanent, so it stays in play before the game begins. The first player controls the Milano. Piloting. Exhaust the Milano. Generate a wild resource for any player. For any player, so you can use that for someone else who's got a really good card in their hand as an instant. Yeah.
Is that card for us?
For everybody. Well, the first player can control it, but say you've got a card, an event that can be played at any time or an interrupt.
People can go.
Yeah, lots of people can do it. So you can use that wild resource that it generates to play it. That's awesome. Rogue Vessel gets Surge. When the villain phase ends, deal 1 damage to each player. Then we've got Cannonade or Cannonade. It's only got one scheme threshold. Exhaust them alone. Place through. Oh, it's hinder 3. Okay, so it gets extra craziness. Blindside. Peril. While you're resolving this card, other players cannot help you. Choose 1. Exhaust them alone. Spend aggression resources or stun the first player.
Blindside is like.
No, we don't want to blindside anybody. We want to make. Oh, not blindside. Yeah, well, I guess it is a blindside. I know.
It's a
Hull breach, peril. So there's lots of things that can only do, only affect you, and no one else can help you. Power siphon. Special delivery. You may exhaust the Milano. If you do not, the villain schemes with +1 scheme or +1 attack if you're in hero form. The Power Stone. It's an Infinity Stone. Set up. Attach this to the villain. Permanent. Forced response. After a hero or villain deals 3 or more damage to the attached character with a single attack, each attach Power Stone to the attacking hero or villain. So if you attack the villain with the Power Stone with 3 or more, you take possession of it. Likewise, if they attack you with 3 or more, they take possession of it. So the Power Stone becomes a power struggle. Well, it gives you +1 attack and +1 scheme thwart. Then you've got Brainstorm, unit cost 1. Name a card type, then look at the top card of your deck. If that card is of the name type, remove 3 threat from the main scheme. Wow.
I know what a brainstorm is.
Yeah, that's like thinking. There you got by any means. So these are campaign ones for the markets, the different scenario cards that can only be used in campaign mode. Unit cost 1, place 2 threat on the main scheme, deal 3 damage to the villain and draw a card. Oh my goodness gracious. Discard the top 4 cards of your deck. For each different resource type discarded this way, deal 1 damage to an enemy, then draw a card. When an identity would take any amount of damage from an attack, prevent 2 of that damage. There you go, Defiance. Calculate the odds. Draw 1 card and choose a player. That player may draw 1 card, then choose and discard 1 card from their hand. Ooh,
Amazing.
that's amazing, isn't it? Creative solution. I like that. Draw 1 card and remove a status card from any character. If the status card type removed this way was tough, deal 3 damage. Stun, remove 3 threat. Confuse, heal 3 damage. Grapple, deal 1 damage to an enemy and stun it. Stun your hero and draw a card. Wing it. Oh, it's Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel.
Yeah, she's there with the dog. Deal 1 damage to an enemy and confuse it. Confuse your hero, draw 1 card.
That's a super game.
That's right, she's in the Avengers game as well. Unit cost 3 for close call. When a boost card is turned face up, cancel that card's boost ability and all of its boost icons, then discard it, draw 1 card. Defy danger, so they're getting quite tough now. Deal 5 damage to an enemy and discard the top card of the encounter deck. Take 1 damage for each boost icon discarded this way. In harm's way, my goodness, take 2 damage, remove 5 threat from a scheme. Take the fight to them. Look at the top 2 cards per player of the encounter deck. Discard any number of those, then place the rest on top in any order, or the bottom for that matter. Draw 1 card. Armor plating. When an identity would take any amount of damage, exhaust armor plating. Prevent 1 of that damage. 2 if you control the ship. Unit cost 4. Exhaust heavy cannon. Deal 1 damage to each enemy. If you control the Milano, deal 1 additional damage. So these are all cards relating to the ship, obviously. If you control the Milano, remove 1 additional threat from the main scheme. Exhaust the reactor core and discard the top 2 cards of your deck. Top card instead if you control the ship, the Milano. Reduce the resource cost of the next event you play this turn by 1. Ardent Resolve, ready a friendly character and draw 1 card. When a card is revealed from the encounter deck, cancel the effects and discard it. Onrush, Safeguard. Give up to 2 friendly characters each a tough status card and then draw 1. Sure, gamble. Hey, Spidey. Reduce the resource cost of the next card played by 3. That's another huge one. If you've got one of those big cards that costs 4 or 5, you can play that and it only costs 2. That's awesome. Cargo hold, exhaust cargo hold, heal 1 damage from a friendly character. If you control the Milano, heal 1 damage from your own identity. Exhaust mounted laser, deal 2 damage to an enemy, 3 instead if you control the ship. Exhaust navigation column and choose and discard 1 card from your hand and then draw another card. Exhaust targeting screen, remove 2 threat from a scheme, 3 instead if you control the Milano. Grand strategy, cost 7. Draw up to your maximum hand size, remove this card from the game. So you get a second turn effectively. You get a second turn. Power Unleashed, Captain Marvel, giving it all she's got. Deal 5 damage to the villain and remove 5 threat from the main scheme. Remove this card from the game. That's Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I want to be her.
Tried and true. Choose a player. That player may add up to 3 cards from their discard pile to their hand. Remove this card from the game.
That's amazing.
It is triple threat. Ready up to 3 characters and then remove this card from the game. So you could just do some massive attacks with Captain Marvel, then ready her and go again.
That's amazing.
I know. All right, Badoon Blitz side scheme standard mode only. Victory 1 when defeated. Add this card to the victory display. So that must be how you get your unit costs.
That's to give us power.
Maybe, let's see. And there's expert mode on the back. Has an escalation icon. Gallery of Splendor standard mode only. Place the top card of each player's deck face up into the collection when you defeat this one. And then you've got expert mode again. It has the extra encounter card. No escape side scheme. This is a standard challenge. When defeated, deal 1 damage to each player. When defeated, deal 2 damage to each player, and it has the amplify icon. Guerrilla tactics there. Is that Peter Quill? It's meant to be in there. Yep. When defeated, place 2 evasion encounters on Nebula ship. And then the reverse of it. Oh, it has escalation and an additional encounter card. That is quite insane. Hinder, victory 1. Obviously, you've got your extra encounter card there. And then you get 1 of everything. Just a bit of everything. Just a bit of ordered chaos, which we love.
Kawaii.
Badoon Headhunter here. He's got 7 health, only 1 damage and 1 scheme, but villainous. When this minion activates, give it a boost card up front. On the hunt, now this is the Headhunter encounter set as well. Choose either to take 2 damage or discard 1 card at random. He means business. He's a nasty little pirate with his crazy gold earring. Dead to Rights, Surge. Exhaust your identity if you cannot. Place 2 threat on the main scheme. Headhunter's Henchman, Surge, Patrol. Oh my goodness, and he's on 8 health. That's some nasty business. And then you've got a Fugitive Recovery, Surge, Hinder 3. When revealed, place 3 scheme boss, 3 threat per player here. And it has a Crisis icon as well. I'm just making sure there was no other bits on the back there. A lot of double-sided cards, which I'm kind of digging as well. And that takes care of that. That's all the cards in this set. I am looking forward to sorting them out. I've got my dividers printed and laminated ready to go. We're going to come out and we're going to talk about what excites us most about the Galaxy's Most Wanted expansion. And there it is, the contents of the Marvel Champions, the Galaxy's Most Wanted expansion. There is a lot to take in, a lot to get through. I think in terms of the hero decks, what impresses me most is, one, Rocket's love of guns. That intrigues me a lot. It's probably not necessarily suitable for Charlotte, but that's okay. She's played this game since the beginning. I know. But I do like Groot's healing, growing, and then using those growth tokens and counters to then use those to activate other abilities. I think that's fantastic. Yeah. And particularly if you can get those growth counters up to like a high level, you can then use those for healing, use those for damage. It's actually a really incredible little mechanic, and I love it. It's reminiscent of the Green Goblin scenario pack as well, which I like. Oh yeah, that was good. Which one of these are you most excited about, Charlotte?
I don't know.
You're not sure? Groot or Rocket? What do you think?
Well, they're both kind of cool, but the raccoon is probably cooler.
You prefer to be the raccoon? Okay, so I like the growth mechanic from Groot, and Charlotte likes the gun mechanic from Rocket. So I guess we've decided who we're taking out for a spin first. Interested to see.
Tried these two with Red Scout.
Well, we could, but we've got to get through their own campaign first. And then, of course, there's Gamora, there is Star-Lord, there is Drax, there is Nebula, Venom is coming out as well. Here in Australia, shipping has just gone all over the place. So we have no idea when we're getting stock of all these ones, but that's okay. Captain Marvel? I'd like to see what would happen if we took Groot, and instead of being a protection aspect, we changed it to an aggression aspect. So built an aggression deck. I seem to favour the aggression side. I don't know why. I don't know what that says about me. But
I just want to build a raccoon deck.
You want to build one?
Yeah.
Should we take the pre-built one out for a spin, or do you want to build one from scratch?
Build one from scratch.
She likes to live dangerously, folks, and we love that about her. It's so good.
Yeah, and Daddy has made one too.
Yes, I've made one as well. It's fine. My cap deck is my cap aggression deck. I'm very, very proud of it.
And my Panther deck, I made that.
Charlotte does favour Black Panther and Captain Marvel, and she's built her own Black Panther deck as well, which does very well. But what I want to know is from you folks, if you've got any, if you've played through this expansion, if you've built decks for these two characters, what are your thoughts? What aspects do you think work best for these folks here? Which scenarios do you like? Is there anything you didn't like out of this one? By all means, pop them in the comments below, and we'll be able to get back to you when we get a spare moment, which we may not have too many of because we're going to be too busy campaigning through the galaxy, which I'm really excited about.
They're probably not happy about that. If you've lost a few games, don't be sad because me and Daddy have lost a lot of games.
We have lost quite a few in our fair time. This is not an easy game, and the addition of...
Crossbones was very hard.
No, Crossbones was a pushover. Crossbones was easy, but unfortunately he managed to get all the experimental weapons out, and they really threw us for a bit of a loop with the campaign.
I got 1 health left, and then I just went back up, and I was like, ugh.
Look, I think everything's beatable. It's just a matter of working out the equation that best combats the scenario that you're tackling at the time. I think, I don't know, I'm excited about how this is going to play out. I think I'm more excited for Mad Titan's Shadow, which is obviously due out before the end of the year. That's going to be spectacular. And the fact that we delve into a little bit of Power Stone or Infinity Stone madness here, that's very exciting as well.
Dad?
Yes?
What if we played this on Christmas Day? That would be awesome.
Look, to be honest, with the amount of time we've been spending in lockdown, I'm glad we've got something new to play because we are playing through a lot of crazy stuff at the moment.
Yeah, we've got a whole cupboard full.
Yeah, we do love our board games. That's why we're here.
And kind of in my cupboard too.
I know, but that's okay. Look, big shout out to our Patreon supporters and subscribers as
and
well.
kitty
We appreciate
supporters.
Yes, kitty supporters too. We appreciate everything you allow us to be able to do. If you want to jump on board, the address is on your screen to support us on the Patreon page. Early access, epic rewards, and epic fun as well. And yeah, of course you can. Go for it.
If you wanted to read the cards yourself, you can always just pause the video that we did in the cards because you forgot that.
No, I didn't forget that. I've mentioned that already twice now. We're shooting in high def.
Oh.
Unless I did that. I've done a lot of videos over the last 24 hours, so it's possible I didn't. If I didn't mention it and she picked up on it, Charlotte's awesome. As always, folks, if you don't want to put any comments in the comments below, you can reach out and touch us via email at orders@hbgaming.com.au. Get in touch, stay social, and of course you can jump on the store if you are within Australia and New Zealand as well. You can get your game on at hbgaming.com.au. Until then, we are going to pack up. We're going to break out our big box of Marvel Champion craziness. You got another thing to say? I think you might be building. Do you want to do this, or do you want to build a Mrs. Marvel deck first? A Miss Marvel deck, I should say.
Both at the same time.
Both at the same time. We've got a busy afternoon ahead, folks. We will see you back at the table very soon for more crazy fun.
Yeah, and if any of your kids want to talk to me, they'll be fine to talk to me, but I might be a bit busy.
Yeah, we're too busy having a good time, but that's what it's all about. We're going to get back to the table. You get back to your table, play more games. We'll see you very, very soon. It is...
Bye for now.